like the last week or so, I've been in this like perpetual state of it's like this overwhelming feeling that something bad is about to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And as you know, I was just talking to a therapist about it and trying to figure out where this is kind of coming from. And I've got a lot going on, and I have a lot of opportunities that are coming up too, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
We're revamping the stores, like doing a ton of stuff. So we can jump into our year mark strong and feel good about it. And I'm not entirely sure why, but like the last like 5 or 6 days, I've felt like just a massive amount of anxiety like on my chest, like can't take a deep breath, or even if I do, it doesn't feel like a deep breath. Like I'd stopped by Ethos and was talking to Joey and stuff, and for just a quick second, and I just felt fucking weird, like awkward, like I couldn't have not with him, but like with myself,
Mm-hmm.
like just being around people for a second for no reason. So that's a super comfortable place for me. And then again, like I was getting ready and I was like on my way over to Ty's to watch the fight, and I like showed up like not comfortable,
Yeah.
like enough so that I was like, it had nothing to do with you guys. It had nothing to do with being at Ty's for the first time. It had nothing. It was just like all internally. And I'm not like typically what I do when I'm anxious, or what I have done before, is just constantly ruminate and like roll through all the possible terrible scenarios that can happen or whatever. And obviously in the past year I've been working on that, working on developing the tools to like overcome that and rationalize and not ruminate, not make these doom episodes that don't actually even happen. And for whatever reason, my body is like constantly has that on top of me. And I know that like the last week got way more intense because I've got some things that I wanted to get done and need to get done for the other opportunities to work, like getting my builder's license and like making sure I keep up on the classes and get them done as quickly as possible, while being able to retain the information and take the tests and stuff. And then I'm sitting there talking to my therapist, and I'm like, you know what I think is the problem is, in the past, I would have too much going on and all this shit going on all over the place, and I wouldn't have a plan. I've been very into making sure that I strategically make a plan for something, and make sure that whatever I'm taking on is positive, and positive throughout the process, not just the outcome. Like the whole process has to be, you learn, you grow through it. There might be some setbacks, but it's not overwhelmingly negative, because when you have 15 things going on, you can't take on any bit of that negativity. So like I've been trying my best to make sure that anything I take on is going to be has a positive outcome, and also has more than a 50% chance of positivity throughout to the outcome too. And so I'm like having these plans now for everything that I have going on, and I have like obviously still have a lot going on, and I'm still feeling this like normal sense of doom and anxiety and everything on top of that. But I'm not ruminating. I'm not like, oh shit, like everything could go wrong. I'm like, oh no, I have a plan. And so what I equated it to was this reset of like when you're in the process of reversing your body's like natural switches, things can still feel absolutely wrong, even though you're doing everything right. So typically what would happen is I would have way too much going on without a plan, and so my body has anxiety and ruminates, and I can't figure anything out, and it scares the fuck out of me. Then it eventually works out anyway. Now I've developed the ability to like pause for a second, take on what I'm going to take on, make the plan. My body's still having that initial reaction as if something should be going wrong or something might be going wrong, but I'm no longer ruminating because I'm able to have the mantra with myself that like I have the plan and everything's okay. And so I'm at the point now where I'm like, I'm still sitting here like fucking a ball of buzzing energy, and it's not helping me. Like it's a weird feeling, but but because I'm trusting the process of the fact that like I have a plan, let's do this and let's get through it this time. And if I still have anxiety afterwards, it might be something else. But what I think is happening is I'm getting used to, or I need to get my body reversed from how I would normally act. So like I'm trying to, I'm going to have to probably do this a couple times when I have things going on, and just know that like I have a plan and my body's eventually going to chill out and be like, oh, you're taking stuff on, but you have plans now. So we don't have this need for danger. Like we don't have this need for, we have to get up and run every 5 seconds and like bounce around because we got to figure out how to make it work. And that's something that I've never dealt with before, is having anxiety, even knowing that there's really no reason for it once you deal with that. Like as you know, like I'm prone to like having manic episodes of adding way too much and not, realizing it until it's way too late. And I was asked that today in the call, and I was like, I don't think so this time. Like I'm very calm about all of it. And normally when I'm on the opposite side of the fence or I'm having a manic episode, it's like a fucking super tense, freaking out all the time, like danger could be there, da da da. But this time I'm just calm. Like I'm like, I shouldn't feel this way. I'm not overwhelmed by it. Anytime that I'm thinking about like, oh, that's a lot of work, it's like, yeah, but you have a plan to do it. It just kind of flows back and forth through my head. It's not a constant rumination of it. So I don't know. I just went on for fucking probably 15 minutes, but yeah.
It's only been 10.
Oh, yeah. It's such a weird thing.
I mean, it might just be a case of, like you said, you haven't really caught up to the fact that you actually did make a plan, but also I think that having a plan is the best option, but there could be a part of you that's still like, I have a plan, and what if the plan doesn't work? It's almost the same as not having a plan,
right?
Because then you're still like, even if you thought all this out and structured it well, and not that you won't be able to handle when something goes wrong, because it will,
yeah,
or like,
yeah.
Outside of the parameters that you set, but I mean, maybe that's still where it is. Like you said, your mind hasn't caught up to how you're trying to deal with things now in a better way. And also, I don't know, being positive is excellent, and it's how it should be, but maybe putting the expectation of the positivity is also a strain, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Because then
it's a lot of pressure.
Because, like even it's hard to say good to everything, because,
yeah.
Break your toe, good.
Right.
What's the option there?
Right.
Like, so maybe that's what it is. Or, and feel free to get rid of this, because I think we've talked about it before on here, but like with the whole school thing, when you originally went back and then were feeling like a piece of shit for not wanting to continue, or feeling like you were letting people down, like you had a plan then to do school, and then you didn't want to, and then you were worried about how people were going to perceive that.
Yeah.
So maybe that's the same sort of thing. Even if you have a plan, like, you don't necessarily have to stick to the exact plan that you had, and obviously things are going to change throughout the process, but I mean, it's good that, I don't know, you're kind of saying two things that are diametrically opposed.
Right.
you're
So
saying I'm fine, but also I'm
I'm
stressed.
stressed, but I'm not. But that's what I was saying. That's the weird thing about it, and I think that that's the point. Like, because in my mind, when you're talking about like the plan not going to a satisfactory level, like I've already even contemplated that, where it's like, well, it doesn't matter because that's gonna work out the way it's gonna work out. That's what I'm saying. This is the first time I've ever had an overwhelmingly massive amount of anxiety without the thought patterns that I'm stressed, and without without me being worried about it. Like, that's the weird thing about it. And I think that equates to when you're in the process of working on yourself, you're gonna end up having to reverse reactions, and you're gonna have to reverse reactions and reverse the switches that you've created, right? Like, it's the same way that I would get over needing a dopamine fix after living a drug induced life, or whatever you're abusing that's getting that dopamine immediately.
So maybe this is just the pain of growth then,
I think so, 100%.
as opposed to the pain.
Yeah,
of
and
pain.
I think what it I think the reason for that is I've I've been through situations like it, but you get through the pain of growth, and I think that's what it feels like in the meantime. It feels like something's wrong, but you're doing everything right.
Mm-hmm.
And not only are you doing everything right, you're okay if something goes wrong.
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm at recently. I think that's why I have this overwhelming feeling like something bad's going to happen, but then I tell myself it's okay if it does, because I'm going to figure it out. I have figured it out. So it's like you're developing this confidence in the process,
Mm-hmm.
developing the confidence in the tools that you have, right? It's like I have that, whatever locked away in the shed, and I know because I've taken care of it that tool is going to work. So
Yeah, well, maybe it's like we talked about the other night too, is because whether or not you have a lot going on, I'm speaking for you, so feel free to.
okay.
This isn't necessarily chaos.
Yeah.
Which, as long as I've known you, there's always been something that's actually chaotic and out of your control going on.
Yeah.
Whether it be you get a month or two off, or before big things happen, something happens.
Yeah.
To where all of a sudden you're like, what? Early on, I mean, this was when I met Katie, but, George went in the hospital and you had other jobs going on. You had all these things happening. And then, I mean, at that time, you went and saw George, which is what you should have done anyway. But you know what I mean? Like, and then the other stuff got pushed to the wayside more than than it even should have. I don't know. That's a hard thing to say because George means so much. It's like, of course. But maybe that's what you're anticipating, is that the big one's coming. Some other big thing.
Yeah.
That you.
I completely, and I'd agree.
A little something on your eyelash, on this eye. Sorry, I've been staring at it. It's gone, just a little fluff. So maybe you're anticipating that. I mean, now that you've, in the best way, given up on your cars out there,
that's
to
what
a degree,
I was gonna say. Yeah,
like all that shit. Like, you went into it advisable. No, I know what you were trying to do. It's great.
Yeah,
but that didn't work out. So that's like, I mean, they're still out there, but it's like a.
Well, and that's the point. Like, I have the one, and that's like Nate's coming over to look at the black car today, so we'll have an answer. And then the Cadillac, it's like I tore it apart, and if this doesn't fix it, then I'm done. It is going to get scrapped, and I'll take the radio out that I spent too much money on, and I'll sell it on eBay. And like, I'm not gonna sit here and like run this. I have to have it. I have to have it. I have to have it. I think I'm learning more lately that not just with the stuff, but with ideas, and not just with material items, but with ideas and with feelings, and just like that whole realm of things, that it's okay to just let go. Like it really is okay to just be like, I'm just gonna start anew. And like we just put so much. We seem to put so much into like thought into things, and so much energy gets placed in one area, or so much like expectation on that outcome that we lose track or lose sight of the fact that it's like doesn't matter. Like, what do I need another car for right now? Like, yeah, my truck's not doing great, and like what does it matter?
The Bad Project is about finding those small distractions that keep you moving when life tries to pin you down. That's what our gear stands for. They're reminders you can wear, carry, and share to push through those hard days. Every shirt, every hat, every sticker helps spread the message. When you're wearing it, you're not just buying our merch, you're backing the mission. We're building more than just a brand. As we roll out Bad activity events, your support helps make them possible. With new drops, holiday specials, and surprises always around the corner, we really are just getting started. If you want to go even deeper, hit our new Patreon for Bad Thoughts episodes, bonus content, behind the scenes, and a closer seat in this community we're building. We're even doing giveaways. So check out the gear at thebadproject.com, hit our Patreon, and follow us on all the socials to stay locked in. This movement's only growing, and you're going to be a part of it. Thanks for everything you guys are doing. Love you all. Every crew's got that one guy who shows up late, drinks gas station mud, and wonders why he feels like trash by lunch. Don't be that guy. Construction Coffee Co. isn't cheap sludge. It's small batch coffee roasted to keep you moving when everyone else is crying about their backs. Smooth enough to sit black, strong enough to keep you upright when your foreman's breathing down your neck. Fuck that guy. And yeah, they've got gear too. Shirts, hats, workwear built tough enough for the job site, not that pajama junk your apprentice wears. This stuff actually holds up when you're crawling through mud or hanging steel. They're there for you to roast beans and roast you, just like you do with your buddies on the job, because that's the culture. Talk trash, laugh hard, and get it done. Construction Coffee Co. Clock in, drink up, shut up. Go to constructioncoffeeco.com to get yours.
Cass & Co. Upscale Thrift is redefining resale. Think timeless fashion, luxury brands, and curated pieces, all at prices that let you stay stylish without the splurge. Whether you're hunting for vintage classics or this season's designer staples, we'll make high-end accessible. Dress like you own the runway for a fraction of the price.
That's kind of what I was trying to say is we're just adding more and more to the bullshit.
Yeah. That's going to all be gone later.
Well, it's like having friends that don't know how to have any silence. Like me and you can drive for 14 hours, not say a single word.
Yeah.
And, and we have friends who can't keep their mouth shut for like 15 seconds.
Yeah.
Because they're uncomfortable with the silence. And I mean, like, me and you might not be after we talk for like 3 hours on a ride and then we're good. But regardless, it's like, it's okay to not add to the bullshit. And I think that we're all tend to do that. We all driving on the side of the road and you see something really fucking cool and you're like, I could have that and I could fix that up and and you throw it in the back of your truck. You get it home and then it fucking sits and it grows weeds around it and it does you constantly walk by it all the time. I mean, we're going to go
baggage.
back to, we're going to go back to pick up the cup, but like you constantly fucking walk by things and you're like, I really want to do that. I need to do that. I really want to do that. And when you're never fulfilling that constant micro thoughts, you no wonder you're filled with the thoughts that you're not getting anything done. No wonder you're filled with the thoughts that you're not happy. Like you're not doing the things that you really want to do. And now what that comes with is capacity. And it's not adding to that capacity. Like if your life is capped at a certain spot and you want to do more and you want to grow or you want to work on things more or you want this, you want that, you have to figure out a way to create more capacity or you have to get rid of some other things because we all have limits to where we're at. And the reason that I'm bringing up capacity is the fact that I have a mental capacity that I forget about. Physically, of course, everybody has a physical capacity. But if I equate it to like working, like the last 2 weeks, I did more working outside and not in the office. And I can push that. I can push that for 18, 20 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
Like it sucks, but I can do it and I like doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Because the physical reward the next 2 days, you're still reminded of all of the fucking work that you did because you're still sore, but you still want to get up, you still do more. My level for mental capacity, I've created the ability to like push that as well, but my capacity for my mental capacity is not as it is with my physical capacity.
Mm-hmm.
So if I sit down and I'm working at the computer, I'm forcing myself to get through rebuilding the websites and doing all this shit, I still try to act as if it's my mentality of my physical work, where I'm like, I gotta stay here until it's done, stay here until it's done. And I'm like nodding off at the computer. And like, I'm sure some would say like, oh, you have to, like sometimes you'll fall asleep in the textbook and dot it, and it's like, get it. But knowing your limits and having the balance in there as well, like, I have the capacity to do as much work as I can, but in between, what would help me tremendously is getting out and going for a walk for 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Because if that 30 minutes equates to another 50 minutes of work, rather than 50 minutes of staring at screen, not being able to go anywhere, all I did was have to go up and get out and do the work. And so I think the elimination of the things that you've put beyond your capacity
Mm-hmm.
is an idea that I think people should start to kind of play with.
Yeah.
Like, as much as you might be somebody who hoards things that you really want to work on or whatever, like taking the understanding of, do I really, like, is this a passionate thing that I want to work on, or is it I just think it's cool? And then decide if you have the capacity for it. If you have the capacity to work on things that are just cool, or have things around it that are just cool, that take extra time out of your day, or you can walk by it and it's not bothering you, then okay. But for me, it doesn't work that way. I see every single thing that I'm supposed to be doing every time I walk by it. And I'm very good at being like, I'll get to it, but not getting to it.
Yeah. Well, then, yeah, that seems a little bit like you want to do it and then you don't, so you might beat yourself up a little bit about it, right? Well, there was that form of maxing that I talked about with you and Ty this weekend, the word that we don't say around here. So that combined with a plan is good, right?
Yeah.
You don't think about things so hard that you get stuck. You just start doing the things, and then you have your guidelines that you plan to be able to follow along with along the way. But you just, and when you only have a certain amount of time and there's priorities, but if you can find the ability to not think about it so hard and just free flow or whatever with it, I think that might be a lot of help. I mean, that combined with, I've been trying to restructure things in my head as, I'm sure you've heard type 2 fun before. So, explained how I understand it is type 1 fun is fun, actual fun that you just go have, and then you forget about it over the weekend or after the weekend or after a certain little bit of time. Maybe it's, my last type of type 2 fun was digging out the basement. That was so much fun, even though it sucked. But it was interesting. It was new for me, and I hadn't done it in a while. I haven't done that much shoveling in a long time. I haven't had to struggle that much to continuously lift buckets up and do all that. So it's something that I have at least remembered since the day I did it. And it made me feel good. And it reminded me that I'm a strong person. And it reminded me that I can do really physical work as opposed to what I do normally. So, and it's something that sticks with you. Usually it involves friends or suffering with other people, but maybe that's the same way you have to view all that stuff. It's type 2 fun, because someday you're going to look back and remember how much you struggled with all of it and be like, it was worth it, you know? Because like that's what I derive from it, is that it's ends up being more worthwhile, whether it sucked or whether it was even not worth your time to do. It's something that keeps it in your head to where you're like, that was really cool, or it really sucked, but I remember it because of the people that were around, or in this case, the distance that you end up going based on typing on the computer. I mean, that's a little bit harder to put in that selection, but you know.
To your point too, it's like when you're struggling and when you have hardship and you're pushing through that and you're like you're going up that hill, any of the little pleasantries are tenfold. And so like the memories of us doing that when we were younger even created like this is fun again. Like it brought that up. Like having the sandwich at lunch,
dude.
Did it taste way better because of the hard work?
I was going to bring that up.
Or did it taste better because it was a good sandwich? Well, it's both.
Yeah.
Right? Like
when you got to sit down with your boys.
Yeah, and everybody
after it looked like you peed your pants.
Yeah, it's like
you're like, oh God.
Absolutely everything. And so it's funny we're even talking about this, and we might end on this, but I heard a little snippet, like a little reel on Modern Wisdom that Chris William had said, where it was like people's days go by so fast now, and it was brought up that monotony is the death of memories. And the reason that people's days fly by, and the reasons that, you know, your whole life will fly by you, is the monotony of it. And to like say yes to a few more experiences, and living a life of purpose will slow your life down. Because every day you're doing something that's memorable, and those memories are worth remembering. Rather than just getting up and just going to work and just getting to the next Friday. Like all of your Monday through Thursday doesn't matter. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday is what you'll remember. Why? Because you're making the memories, or you're choosing to go out and do the thing, if that's your type of week. But like you're choosing to be like, hey, we're going to the lake on Friday and Saturday. We're going to come back. And you make the memories there. But you don't remember the Monday through Thursday that got you there. Like you might remember one day when you were preparing to go for the lake, right? But the monotony that we choose is what kills memories. So have a little fucking fun. To your point, like even if it's type 2 fun.
I think it's the only meaningful kind of fun. Not the only, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, but having a purpose for
means
it
a lot more to me.
Yeah, having purpose for it is what matters. Like the reason that I wanted all of the guys there to dig out the basement wasn't solely because I needed the work done. It was because we had all been missing that. There were things going on at the job site that showed me that everybody was kind of just being a little too relaxed. Everybody's like arguing with everybody else and being bitches, basically. Like, and what needed to happen is everybody needed to get together and dig in the same hole. Like, not in a negative way, but like dig in the same fucking hole. And like be arm to arm with everybody else, and do something hard and enjoy the fuck out of it in the end.
I don't know if the message passed, but I got it. I was there for it.
I can tell you this. The next Monday or two, I don't remember if everybody came in. Monday, overwhelmingly, way better attitudes.
Yeah.
And, which is great, right? Like, yeah, the plan worked. The goal is to figure out how to do that every day. The goal is to figure out how to have the memories, or how to have the purposeful life in order to create the memories and not have a monotonous one.
Mm-hmm.
With that comes struggle, with that comes hardship, with that comes doing the hardest things that you can possibly choose to do that are going to be, the outcome's going to be in a positive light for you and the people around you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Y'all good?
Yeah.
Want to say anything else?
Have more type 2 fun.
Way more type 2 fun. Also,
And they can blend.
we did an overhaul on the website, and check out all the new merch. We're going to have way more. We love it a whole lot more. So
More merch.
more merch. All right. Love you guys.
Love you.